Two trucks having sex. Two trucks having sex. My muscles involuntarily flex. Two trucks having sex. Two trucks having sex. My muscles involuntarily flex. Two pickup trucks making love, American made.
Listen up, Autothoughts and Decepticlowns. You're listening to Prime Cuts, a non-linear history of the Transformers franchise on television. I'm one of your hosts, Audrey.
I'm your other host, Nero.
Damn, stuff happened this week.
Yeah, this is a big pair of episodes here. Basically everything happened all the time, forever.
Episodes 9 and 10 of EARTHSPARK, which we watched this week, are Age of Evolution, parts 1 and 2.
Yeah, and the premiere was also a two-parter, but this is our first two-parter since then.
Yes.
And yeah, it went crazy. It popped off.
It's actually wild that this isn't the season finale.
I believe this is like the mid-season finale.
I know, but it's wild that this wasn't the season finale.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad it's not, because it means we have more.
Yeah, no, I'm 100% with you. That's just, like, crazy to me. I would say, like, this is as dramatic as, like, the end of season 1 of Prime.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So we open up here. Let's get right into it, because I guarantee this one's going to be a long one.
Yeah.
We open up on I guess it's like a sort of, press conference-y live stream thing that is being held by Ghost to celebrate the anniversary of the Human Autobot Alliance.
We kind of get like a Goofus and Gallant of Ghost agents here. So Schloeder's back again, but this time he's accompanied by Agent Croft, who if you're free on Thursday when I'm also free, etc., etc.
Yeah, so Croft, this is the first time seeing her. She's got white hair, turtleneck. She looks very competent, especially next to Schloeder.
Kind of a MILF reblog.
Right. And the Optimus and Megatron arrive. There's a very funny bit where the security checkpoint of the guy with the metal detector wand is waving everybody, and then Megatron, you just see Megatron's feet walk up.
Yeah. Megatron is a little sourpuss.
Yeah, he's not happy in these episodes.
I can't remember the exact thing he says here, but he basically is like, would you like us to sit down, beg, and roll over as well? And Optimus is like, ha ha! Jokes, we've got jokes here.
Yeah, there's a very funny bit of animation where after Megatron makes that joke, Optimus like taps on his chest like, oh hey, ha ha!
Yeah.
None of that.
Yeah,
and
we love humans.
He takes him aside and goes, listen, you can't be doing that shit right now.
We love humans. Remember that. Humans are good. We love them, and we love doing this stuff, and we are happy to be here. For the love of God, Megatron, please.
Yeah, let me tell you, Megatron, this is a great episode for pretty much everyone. But Megatron especially got some great moments in here.
Yeah, I mean, I think the most interesting part of EARTHSPARK in general, which is hard to say because there's a lot of interesting parts of EARTHSPARK. But for me, the most interesting part of EARTHSPARK is Megatron, who has decided to forsaken the Decepticons. At least, certainly in their eyes. Whether or not he sees it that way remains to be seen. But
yeah, certainly
in their eyes, and decided to become not an Autobot, but essentially to become an Autobot.
As part of this human alliance.
Right.
I'm curious if we're ever going to see any other Decepticons who joined Ghost. I wonder if there was anyone who went with him. Because, if Soundwave didn't, then...
Oh, Soundwave never... Would've. Soundwave never would've.
But I would be interested to see if that happens. But yeah, this whole thing is kind of a big presentation about. It's like a big PR thing where Ghost is trying to get everyone excited about the Cybertronians.
Oh, I was just gonna say that the reason I brought that up is that Megatron's development in these episodes is so interesting because that sort of tension that he is carrying throughout this series is one of the most interesting parts about it, and that really comes into play in these episodes.
Yeah, it's never really resolved. You know, there's
No.
no, and it's
His former Decepticons keep calling him a traitor, and then he goes, "No, I'm not," and then he looks at the people he's allied with, and he's like, "Wait, am I the bad guy?"
yeah. And similarly, I quite liked in this episode Optimus's sort of like growing discontent with Ghost as like a thing he's a part of.
Yeah.
It really seems like he says that it needs some work, but I feel like he's kind of coming around to the conclusion that maybe Ghost is not.
I don't know. I
useful.
got pissed off with him at that line. We'll get there, though. That's much later.
I feel like Ghost is going to break bad. That's just the vibes I get. You see how evil their fucking helmets are?
100%, and it just pisses me off that Optimus is defending them so badly. But anyway, they start to do this press conference, and 2 jet planes come flying by. They're doing an aerial show, except oopsies.
Yep. This
It's
is right
not-
after the Malto family arrives, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Minus the Terrans, obviously. But Alex is wearing his Bumblebee suit.
And minus Bumblebee for however
Uh-huh.
much Bumblebee counts as a Malto at this point.
Like an uncle.
Yeah, he's like Uncle
He's a
Fester.
cousin.
Yeah.
By the way, I know, just to shout it out, any good Megatron moment, when Mo waves at Megatron, he and Optimus are standing there, and Megatron puts some bunny ears up behind Optimus when he's not looking.
I love this Megatron so much.
Yeah, but there's some jet planes, and at first everyone thinks it's like an air show that's part of the event, but no, it's not. Obviously, we've seen this trick so many times with the Seekers. It happened in animated. It happened in the fucking 2007 movie, and it's happening now.
Yep. And it is Skywarp and Nova Storm, who are lovely goth lesbians. God bless them.
So so what's beautiful here about this version of Skywarp and Nova Storm, they are an important and unfortunately rare type of guy, which is the dim-witted female dirtbag.
Yes. Though, interestingly, in this one, Skywarp is the obvious brains of this operation. She is not necessarily particularly smart, but, like, she's not a total idiot.
No, this is definitely one of the smarter Skywarps. Skywarp,
Yeah.
not a guy known for being smart.
And we'll get there, but I was so excited because my refrain always, Skywarp, you can teleport!
Yeah,
Guess who teleports?
This one knows
This
that.
bitch teleports her ass off. Good for her.
And the fight scene that ensues with Megatron and Optimus trying to fight off the Seekers here is fucking crazy.
Yeah, before we get into the actual fight scene itself, there's a couple things I do want to mention. One is that they are by name, and at this point this isn't a surprise, but I do like to point it out whenever it happens. They are by name called Seekers. Megatron makes a comment about, like, how disappointing to see my Seekers. Well, actually, Dot's the first one to do it. Dot's like, it's like, those aren't jet planes, those are Seekers.
Yeah.
So I always like to point it out because I do think it's a really cool instance of fanon becoming canon. Where Seeker was a fan-made term, and then John Hasbro said, sure, I'll incorporate that into my worldview.
That's right.
When they land, before it, like, would have cut to commercial, clearly, Nova Storm and Skywarp have a great line right before they attack Optimus and Megatron, which is like, we're introducing a new partnership. Your parts in pieces.
Yeah. So, just a quick voice actor note, I guess here. So both of them are voiced by the same actress, Nicole Dubuque, who actually is more active as a writer, and she has written for a lot of shit over the years. In fact, she is like one of the co-creators of Rescue Bots and Rescue Bots Academy.
Okay.
She wrote a bunch of stuff for Transformers Prime. She wrote a bunch of stuff for Robots in Disguise.
Yeah, I know her from Prime.
And she's an executive producer on this show. Wow. Isn't that
and
amazing?
She voices 2 goth lesbians. Wow,
Yeah.
she's really a triple threat. Good for you, Nicole.
Bumblebee in Rescue Bot, so I guess talked in that show. Or maybe she just made boop noises. I don't know. But yeah, no, these 2 rowdy assholes are here to blow up Ghost Spot, figuratively and literally. Well, actually, that's not why they're here. They're here because they want Arm.
Yeah, they're... So no left arm, throws cell phone. They want Optimus's arm.
Mm-hmm. Obviously working for Mandroid, because who the fuck else wants arms? So, let's just talk about some moments here from this fucking action sequence.
Okay, I only want to talk about one. If I could go.
Oh, there's so many. There's so many more.
You have. I know you. That's why I would like to go first, because I know you have many you would like to highlight. But there's one in particular that I would like to highlight.
It's the obvious, biggest crazy moment. Yeah,
probably yes. But at one point, Nova Storm. I will say this for Skywarp and Nova Storm: they work very well together.
Oh yeah.
They have each other's back. They cover for each other. And at one point, while he's engaging with Skywarp, Nova Storm catches Megatron off guard and starts to fly him into the air. He responds to this, and this is a very this fight scene did the rounds on Transformer social media. So if you've seen anything from EARTHSPARK, you've probably already seen it. But goddamn, Megatron responds to this by firing the fusion cannon into the sky to jet propel him to pile drive Nova Ground into the ground.
Yeah, and then, of course, right after that, he turns into fucking tilt rotor mode.
Yes.
And does like a fucking spinneroonie and slams into Skywarp.
Yeah, he basically, uses his momentum to transform and, fly out of control.
High-octane jet judo, that's what we call it. There's a bit where, it's shot in sort of a handheld cam shaky cam thing when we're, following the Maltos as they try to get to this hangar.
Yes.
And and everything is framed in the background. You see Optimus. Optimus does some cool fucking axe tricks in this fight.
I want to talk about, before we get more into the axe tricks, I do want to talk about sort of how visceral the danger is in this show.
Oh, yeah.
The danger is much, much more visceral than I think any other series we've ever watched. This scene in particular reminded me of the famous Gundam scene that everyone knows, where the woman dies from a shell.
The big bullet shell, right?
Where it just, falls and hits her, and immediately she's just, dead from this collateral damage that wasn't even actually being fired at her. It was just, the refuse of a shot. That's what this feels like as Dot and Alex are running with the kids to the hangar, of them being in danger from these massive machines who, even the good ones, aren't actually really paying any attention to the damage that they are wreaking on much more fragile and much more vulnerable beings underneath them.
Yeah, Meridian will talk about this later, but this whole thing, this fight is just, if it had happened anywhere other than an abandoned, disused military base, it would have been very bad. The damage that this would have caused would have been horrific.
Yeah.
And then there's sorry, I have it on the background. Yeah, the fucking fusion cannon scene when he everyone is doing Devil May Cry shit. They're doing juggle combos, they're doing fucking super attacks. And
the last thing that Optimus does with the axe to take Nova Storm down, I think.
Yeah.
It's Nova Storm, right? Because Skywarp is under Megatron's fusion cannon by that point.
Yeah, Skywarp has been punched by a helicopter.
Right, exactly. So, like, the last thing Optimus does to end the fight is take out his axe, catch Nova Storm in the neck at the, like, where the axe meets the body, and, like, fling her to the ground with, like, a full force swing from that. It's sick. Her body, like, bounces off the ground.
Yeah, it's and just an extremely cool fight. And yeah, we get a quick shot of the Terrans at home, just having like the bad feelings of Mo and Robbie being afraid, and meanwhile Bumblebee's like, it's just these fucking guys. They'll be fine. Yeah,
I think at one point he's like, they barely count as Decepticons.
Yeah. It's so good. It's like all of this destruction and carnage and the kids in mortal danger. He's like, I mean, these are like C-tier seekers at best. They're fucking nobodies.
Right, which again, just like sort of really drives home the difference in destructive capability between Cybertronians and humans.
Yeah, and by the way, Skywarp's teleportation looks extremely cool in this show.
Love it.
It's also extremely fast. Yeah, they escape, and
it's kind of like Nightcrawlers.
Yeah, a little
bit, but instead of like smoke, it's like a red flash.
Yeah. So those two escape, and both Optimus and Megatron are pretty upset about it. Megatron leaves, and Optimus does his best to kind of like, because obviously the cameras were already rolling and they caught this whole thing. And you see Croft storming towards the camera, like the news guy, like, turn it off, fucking cut the feed.
We need to be really specific about what Megatron and Optimus are upset about. Specifically what Megatron is upset about and why he leaves and why Optimus doesn't get it. Because what Megatron is like, cool, now the humans have another reason to fear us. Awesome. This day fucking sucks. And Optimus is like, they don't fear us. Like, we're their friends. We work with them. Like, you are part of this team. We work together. And Megatron just, like, points to destruction. And he's like, are you stupid? Are you dense? Like, look at what just happened here. Of course they fear us, you idiot. And this is not going to make things any better. And as long as we keep destroying shit, no matter whose side we're on or who we pretend to be friends with, that's not going to change. And you're too goddamn stupid to realize it.
He's like, the war never really ended. It's still happening.
Yeah. And I thought that was a really interesting moment because I feel like a lot of how this Optimus is operating is in denial.
Yes, he wants... So, I'm always a fan of when Optimus is, like, a deeply compromised character. I really like IDW Optimus.
Oh, yeah, he sucks.
He sucks, and he's such a fascinating character. I mean, there's a whole fucking comic about how much he sucks, and how, like, he just can't... He can't stop the inexorable pull of the weight of history around him, right?
Yeah.
And this one, similarly, he's like, fucking 30 years ago or whatever, he started this, he built this stuff, he started Ghost, and he's like, he's just hoping and trying, like, he is telling himself that it'll be fine, that it just needs work. But all of his actions, you can tell that he's not really bought in.
Yeah.
Because he's hiding shit from them all the time.
And I've never... I agree with Megatron a lot, especially, like, the more this franchise continues and the more they're like, actually, he's a communist revolutionary. And I'm like, fuck that. Hell yeah, let's go. Yeah. This is supposed to be the bad guy? Kill more senators. But I think this is the Megatron of all of them that I've agreed with the most since seeing it, because he is, and again, the framing of the show is weird in this aspect, because it's still showing Megatron to, like, be in the wrong for the most part, like, for not trusting Optimus more, but he very clearly is correct. that Ghost is not to be trusted, that they do not have the trust of humans, that humans would sell them to Satan for one corn chip, if they knew that they were, out and about and didn't have protections from government agencies, and that they're to blame for that tension. So that is very interesting to see as well.
Yeah. It's weird because it feels like there's ends of episodes that make you want to that say Optimus was right, but he's never proven right by future events. It just keeps happening again. I don't know. Anyway, the Seekers head back to fucking guess who? It's Mandroid.
I just want one last thing before we move on from that scene is that when Croft tells the cameraman to cut the feeds, Schloeder comes up and warns everyone against making prank calls and says prank calls are a felony in this state.
That's right. That's because they're opening a Decepticon tip hotline.
Right, that's right.
Anonymous, which will be utilized later. Which, by the way, obviously, it's funny. This is like the second time Mandroid has utilized Ghost's own surveillance infrastructure against them. It keeps happening. The first time is when he just loaded the Terrans into a truck, and Optimus was like, well, that's a Ghost truck, so it's probably fine. And then the actual Ghost truck around, he was like, fuck. Anyway, he's not very impressed with Nova Storm and Skywarp's performance, and he's like, maybe I should just fucking dismantle you for parts, actually, if you're just gonna suck this bad. And we kind of get a lot more information on what's up with this Dr. Meridian here, and what he's all about. As he watches this, he's watching the remainder of this newscast, and we see Optimus trying to do some damage control, and Schloeder talking about the Decepticon tip line. And then, he's talking about how he needs to the Cybertronians are a existential danger to Earth, and they need to be purged.
It's something, die a hero, live long enough to become the villain. This guy sucks.
Oh yeah, I mean, he says there's a line later where he says, I will rid the world of all dangerous things or something. I was like,
yeah.
What's next after the Cybertronians, buddy? What you doing over there?
It's just a small slide into fascism.
I was like, it's fine. Like, what? Yeah, what happens after that?
And then what? And then what happened? Yeah, it's like that that girl who got all those guys on Tinder to confess to January 6th just by answering. And then, wow, that's crazy. And then what happened?
That's amazing.
And then sent it all to the FBI. God bless her.
The Schloeder's tip line gives Mandroid an idea about how to best utilize these Seekers. We cut back to the Malto house, where the Terrans are getting really antsy about not being able to do any they wanted, because they really wanted to run out and help in that fight, but obviously they couldn't because of Ghosts. The Ghosts cannot be allowed to learn of their existence.
Right.
And is this the scene where Optimus drops? When do they drop the big bomb about how the Cybertronians currently on Earth might be the only ones left in existence?
I think it's here.
Yeah, because he's talking about why the Terrans need to stay hidden, and it's because Ghost would see them only as assets, and he's like you're a new branch in the evolution of our race, and we need to figure out what that means. And the Terrans are like, damn, that's true. I wish we knew what it meant.
Twitch and Thrash have to confront existential crises, genuine existential crises in this, and they're like, damn, real shit.
They're like, why are we the only? They're like, why are we here? Why are we the only two Terrans? What was with that crazy glowy rock in the cave? And Optimus was like, hang on, what?
The whomst?
The what? And he turns to Bumblebee. He's like, why am I just now hearing about all of this shit? And Bumblebee's like, I don't know. It didn't seem important. It's really funny that they just never told him what happened.
To be fair, Optimus never thought to fucking ask.
That's true. It's just sort of a failure of communication on all sides here.
Yeah, I mean, do you really expect someone like two kids who were born yesterday to be like have the presence of mind to be like, oh, it was weird that happened that way. Let me explain all about it to you.
Yeah.
And Bumblebee was supposed to be in hiding, so like, who the fuck was going to say that? It was Optimus is the one who should have been like, hey, hold up, how did this happen? Frankly,
he's got a lot on his plate. And so he's like, all right, I gotta see this fucking rock. I gotta see this cave. But he gets a call. There's been a hit on the tip line. Nova Storm and Skywarp have been captured by Ghost. And Optimus is just like, I don't really want to go do that. I don't really want to do it. Dot, can you and Megatron handle it?
he's like, that was just a lot for me. Could you go? And they're like, yeah, fine. Bestie squad, suit up.
Yeah. Oh. Actually, I gotta shout out because the call comes in after Optimus. Optimus tells the Terrans he'll do everything he can to help them figure out the truth of their origins, and Twitch makes him pinky promise. And when quote unquote Schloter calls in, he's like, "You're interrupting a wholesome family moment, Agent Schroeder. What is it?" And yeah, so he decides he's gonna stay here and look at the cave with Bumblebee while Dot and Megatron go to pick up the unruly Seekers, which they do, and everything goes fine. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah. There's a lot of Mandroid just pretending to be other people in this episode.
He is a sneaky little fucker.
He is.
He's got a lot. The hologram technology he has is crazy. So yeah, they go to this. They find Skywarp and Nova Storm tied up by a bunch of ghost goons. Schloter is there, and then Megatron gets shibari'd by spiders, including
a spider gag.
Yep. They literally, one of them literally just is shoved into his mouth. And yeah, it's Mandroid. It was Mandroid all along. Again.
Newsflash, assholes.
And yeah, so Dot and Megatron are captured. Dot actually punches Mandroid out, which is extremely funny.
Yeah, this is interesting because he captures Megatron and he's like, Officer Malto or Agent Malto.
Ranger Malto.
Yeah, right. Ranger Malto. What would like to make your acquaintance?
He doesn't know that she's a Malto yet, because that's a big moment later.
Oh, that's right. Or it's like, Ranger, what a delight to make your acquaintance. And she's like, it is not a delight. You kidnapped my kids before. And he's like, yes, and that was a mistake that I would like to apologize for.
Yes.
You are a human ally. Please come into my office. And he gestures to the empty van.
Yeah, because he's like, well, I'm the hero of humanity.
Yeah.
So
and he's like,
this is fine.
I'm sure that if we just talk this out, we would, absolutely be able to come to an agreement. Because you're a reasonable woman, I'm a reasonable man, we both have humanity's best interests in mind. I'm sure we can, make this work. So, please. And so she's like, all right, Megatron is traveling with me, though. And he's like, sure, he's still being shibari'd, though. I'm not letting him out of the shibari.
The Seekers fucking hover him around, carrying him by the shibari. And she gets in the trailer.
I will say this. The Seekers are also fuck-ass huge.
Yeah. Oh, everybody's big.
But, Megatron is known for being massive, and, Nova Storm and Skywarp are not much smaller than he is.
Yeah, they're like Optimus size. They're both very tall. Meanwhile, cave adventures are occurring. The Terrans once again find the cave, and there's a very funny shot where the kids, Alex, and the Terrans run into the cave. And then Bumblebee and Optimus crouch at the entrance, and Bumblebee goes like, I don't think we're gonna fit in this. And Optimus says, I'm not even gonna try. Where do we get Mandroid respecting the troops? Because that was extremely funny.
I don't even remember that part.
Oh, you didn't catch that line? I think it might be
No.
after she punches him. And the Arachnomechs are about to fucking blast her. He's like, no, please. She's a veteran worthy of respect.
Oh, yes. Yeah, they like...
Yeah, then they start talking about the war.
Right, exactly. Like, this is really funny because... Like, Mandroid's like, I lost everything in the war. And she's like, oh, you served? And he's like, in the science division. And she's like, cool, I lost my leg. And you lost your common sense? Like, what the fuck happened here?
Okay, to be fair, he did lose his arm.
Yeah.
In a Decepticon attack, as it turns out. We get his backstory here. He tells her all about, like, he was working for Ghost, doing some projects for them. He developed the Arachnomechs, but his laboratory was attacked by Decepticons, and the Arachnomechs, like, tried to kind of patch him up, and he just decided to leave and pursue his own.
If it sucks, hit the bricks.
Yeah, and so this is when he goes full. Like, I will become humanity's champion by relinquishing my humanity in order to wipe out the Cybertronian scourge. And then he reveals Megatron tied up behind him.
I'm not getting him out of that Shibari. That's where he lives now. Ropes
Also,
for you forever.
It is Electroshock Shibari too. You get 2 for the price of 1. I love this. As soon as Megatron is like in the scene, he's like, did he hurt you? If you fucking laid a finger at you, I'm gonna kill him. And then he gets electroshocked. Dot, like, escapes because this is when he actually sees her name tag and sees that her name is Malto, and he, like, is shocked by that. I guess, he didn't put it together yet. She flash kicks him, by the way. She does like she flash kicks him and then vaults over the railing that she's like pinned.
Catch these hands.
Yeah, and fucking like hides in the pipes like she's an alien.
Yeah. Meanwhile.
Oh, and he sends the Seekers after the Terrans because he's like, I still, Megatron's arm is pretty good. I still want Optimus's arm though.
Right. And specifically what he says, so he gives them Dot's badge.
Yeah.
And it's
he
like
tells them to give that to them, tell them I've captured her and that they should surrender peacefully.
Here's what you need to do. Go to Optimus, tell him that we have Dot, show him the badge as proof of it, tell him to come here and tell him to bring those 2 kid robots with him, or I'm going to kill her. And he will do this because he is a chump.
Yep. And so we're in the cave. We're back in the rock cave, and they find the big glowy rock. We learn a lot about this big glowy rock once they bring it back to Optimus.
Mm-hmm.
So the rock is the Everstone, and it is an artifact of fucking Quintus Prime.
Oops.
So we get confirmation that the 13 are in here.
This is delightful. This is delightful because Alex gets to info dump.
Yeah,
congratulations to Alex.
He's actually the one. Yeah, he's actually the one who says all the shit about Quintus Prime. Because I've always thought Quintus Prime is one of the less utilized primes of the original 13. Which is
interesting, given what he's credited with creating.
Yeah, if the name might sound familiar, he might have created a certain group of multi-headed tentacled freaks for one reason or another. He's like a biomechanical guy. He's kind of the guy who created biomechanics. This is his shit, and Optimus is like, God damn, that is a relic of the original 13. You kids gotta guard that shit with your life.
Now, why he doesn't just take it over at this point is a little beyond me, frankly.
Doesn't want Ghost to have it.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know.
He's already got the Matrix. You can't. If you hold too many Prime relics at once, you start to like rust, like crumble to dust.
Fair enough, I guess.
Skywarp and Novastorm overhear this conversation and start heading in that direction. And yeah, start fucking strafing the cave. There's a bit where the Maltos and the Terrans try to like trigger the Everstone again to like make more guys, but it doesn't seem to respond. Oh, there's a okay, can we talk about this?
We
need to talk about something that Skywarp does here.
Oh, is it before or after they attempt to the Terrans attempt to create more guys?
It's after they bring the stone to Optimus because he's holding the stone.
Okay, so I do want to talk about them attempting to make more guys. They don't succeed.
No, happens.
But Alex is there on the side encouraging them.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like filming them doing it. And he goes, "You've got the touch," and a riff on "You've got the touch" starts playing in the background, it's really good.
So the crazy thing that Skywarp does, so Optimus is holding the stone, and it starts sparking red and is swapped with the name. So Skywarp can do Trafalgar Law shit. I'm learning.
It's cunt that she's serving.
Yeah, so she can literally do Trafalgar Law room shit. She can just swap shit whenever she wants. That's insane.
Yeah. I'm so pleased with how well they've used Skywarp in these episodes.
Cool. How long has it been since Skywarp was cool? Never. There's never been a cool Skywarp.
No version of maybe IDW 1.
Yeah.
With G.I. Joe.
Where he was like sometimes a ghost because his outlier ability fucked up.
Right. Well, that it'd be like that sometimes. At least he used it, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this part is like Optimus is just like holding it and like talking about it, and then it just like shows it shaking in red, and then it's gone, and it's switched with Dot's name badge, and ooh, it's good.
Yeah,
ooh, it's good.
Bumblebee and Optimus start fighting the Seekers while the kids take shelter in the cave.
I want to talk about, before they engage in fighting, the Novastorm has like a couple sick burns here.
Yeah.
Before they start fighting. Specifically towards Bumblebee. So like Skywarp engages, approaches Optimus from one side, and Novastorm lands on top of the cave and is looking down at Bumblebee, and so Skywarp's like, well, if it isn't Optimus, and Novastorm follows up with, and Zomblebee.
Yeah.
And Zomblebee apparently back from the dead, and with a midlife crisis alt mode.
Yeah, and he looks embarrassed. By the way,
so good.
An aspect of Bumblebee's design that I don't think I ever picked up on until this episode somehow is he's got like a cool edgy eye scar.
Yes.
There's like a little thing beneath his I think his left eye. He's so choony. But yeah, they start fighting, and the kids take shelter in the cave. Unfortunately, Skywarp and Novastorm have smuggled a bunch of fucking arachnamechs in their cockpit tummies and send them after the kids and Alex.
Kind of a reverse tarantulas if you think about it.
That's true. By the way, if I fucked up, it's not the Everstone. That's the thing you give Pokemon to stop them from evolving. It's an Emberstone.
Emberstone, yeah.
This is apparently its first mention and appearance in anything since the Covenant of Primus.
Well,
like,
I think
what was that, like 2012?
Yeah, I'm glad that the EARTHSPARK guys really have pulled from so many different sources.
Oh yeah, like they were like, let's do some Quintus Prime shit.
I think one of the reasons that EARTHSPARK is resonating so much for me, beyond just looking amazing and being genuinely well written, is that you actually really feel the love that the writers have for the franchise as a whole.
Yeah.
That they are creating their own thing, but so much of it is brought from other places. And that requires a real fan mentality.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like Alex is just a fucking like conduit for their own geekdom about Transformers.
Yeah.
Like he is the writers.
100%.
Because he's like, I know all about fucking Quintus Prime. So yeah, the kids are holding onto the Everstone, and the Terrans are like, all right, we're gonna fucking protect you.
We got you.
They're so cool. So yeah, Thrash can do like Captain America shit with his shield now, by the way. So his shield is cool now, I've decided.
The LGBT community has forgiven Thrash.
Yes, exactly. And yeah, they are not able to, you know, they're fighting off these Arachnomechs, but they're being slowly backed into a corner. And Mo clutches the Emberstone and kind of like begs Quintus Prime for help.
Yeah, it's all I could think of was, "Are you there, Quintus Prime? It's me, Margaret."
And he goes, "Yes, I'm here. Here's 3 new guys."
Congratulations, you get more siblings.
Yep. So 3 more Terrans pop out of the fucking water.
And that's where this part ends.
Yeah. So do we talk about them now, or when they actually like name themselves?
Let's go ahead and talk about them now, because we have to. We're gonna have to refer to them. So, let's go. They are.
So all right. So we got.
You get one of every gender.
You do. So we have Hashtag,
who's a big girl.
She's big and she's kind of dumb, but she's got the spirit.
Is she? Does she actually have a Cockney accent? She doesn't actually have a Cockney accent. No, she's just pretending that she does.
She just likes to do the voice.
Yeah, it's another female character that I'm absolutely obsessed with in this show.
Yeah. So her voice actor is Stephanie Lumlin.
Yes.
I have been a fan of her work because she voices my favorite character in Young Justice. She's the voice of fucking Artemis in Young Justice. And she's been in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, no, she's very well known.
She's in the fucking Croods. Hell yeah. Oh no, she's in Fanboy and Chum Chum. Oh no. Anyway. The big guy is named Jawbreaker, and he's like a gentle giant sort of guy, you know.
And then
he's got like gibbon arms. He's got really long arms.
And then the smallest of this bunch is Nightshade, who has blue eyes and pronouns.
Yes. The huge theater kid energy coming off of Nightshade, by the way.
Nightshade explicitly goes by they them pronouns. This is one of the first things that gets established in this episode. And it's just like a cool moment. I've seen another scene from later on where they're talking about to Mo about it. And it's just like really nice to have that moment. To have this moment where it's explicitly laid out, where Mo literally just like looks at Optimus and says, "Nightshade goes by they them," and Optimus immediately going, "Great. So they can go here," while laying out a plan. And then to know that this other scene comes in later where Nightshade talks about their feelings towards gender and talks about how, you know, man and woman never, or he and she, I think, more than man or woman.
Yeah, they say he and she didn't feel quite right.
I mean, they say that here. I'm talking about this other scene that I know comes later on. But even then, that, like, trying to figure out that identity for themselves. It's nice. It's really nice to see.
So Jawbreaker is voiced by Cyrus Arnold, who is not quite as well established as Stephanie Lemlin. He did play Derek Zoolander Jr. in Zoolander 2, though. So
well,
that's excellent. That's great.
Great.
And Nightshade's voice actor is Z Infante.
Who is, as you may have guessed from their single letter name, is non-binary.
They were in School of Rock, apparently. Not a lot of credits on IMDb, but I am sure that is because most of their credits are on the stage.
Yes. They were in one episode of Dead End Paranormal Park, which everyone should
Yes.
also watch, by the way.
Yeah, those are the
You
new
should put that
Terrans.
on your list for walk cycles.
I don't know. Talk cycle.
So sorry, Talk
I don't know
Cycle,
how-
yeah.
I don't know how it didn't. I do need to put that on there. It's only
Yeah,
one
you
season,
should put if you haven't watched it, like, it is, as someone who has like met Hamish Steele in person, he's a really cool guy. Dead End's a great show, a great adaptation. The musical episode is wonderful. Good show. You should watch Dead End Paranormal Park and read Dead Endia.
So, these new Terrans are born into war, because
They're
okay,
not special. That's like how half of Transformers are made.
And by that I mean the cave literally starts exploding right after they were born. Because all right, so first of all, Optimus does some once again high octane jet judo shit, where he clings onto Nova Storm while she's in jet mode, and then like does a fucking jujitsu hip toss into a hill, like after dragging her down to the ground. It's badass. Anyway, Nova Storm, sees this is a very good like teamwork thing, because she sees Skywarp being pinned down by Bumblebee, and so she just opens her fucking chest compartment and blasts missiles everywhere, knowing that Skywarp can just teleport out of the way, and causes a gigantic cave-in.
It's actually a great moment. Like, it's very cool. It happens so fast that, but like, Skywarp is able to recognize it and is just like gone. And that cave comes down.
Yeah, and Bumblebee is like, oh god. Bumblebee thinks, oh fucking Christ, all of them just died.
Yeah,
but he doesn't know.
I'll
There's
give it
3
to
extra ones in there now.
Danny Pudi. He acted his ass off in that scene.
Yeah. So the 3 new Terrans help stave off the cave in. And everyone's like, oh, the warm fuzzy family feelings are happening.
Yeah, they get 3 new friends. 3 new siblings. I also want to mention hashtag's huge fuck off gun.
Oh yeah,
that she just comes built with.
Yeah, she's got built-in weaponry. And yeah, Bumblebee's like trying to dig through the rubble. After Optimus fucking cuffs Nova Storm. Presumably also Skywarp. Do we see Skywarp get captured? Or is she AWOL?
Yes, no, we see her get captured.
Okay. They must have grabbed her too. And then the Terrans come out.
She's the one who like snarls at him when he cuffs her.
But they during the cave-in, Mo loses her grip on the Emberstone and it falls into the water.
Yeah. And that's lost forever, I'm sure.
I'm sure. I mean, I guess we don't know how deep it is, but you can just get down. I'm sure it's not. Wait, it's not that deep. They walked across it.
It's never coming back. No, it's gone forever, and I'm sure it's never coming back.
Just get a fucking like flashlight and just get it.
Nope.
But and Mo's like, I'm sorry, Mr. Optimus. I lost the Emberstone. He's like, everyone's kind of bummed. But then he sees 3 new Terrans come in. He's like, oh well, that's fine. Because this is way cooler. I
actually really like the line he said, which is like, but look at all you've gained.
Yeah.
Which is like a very, really sweet line. Particularly for Mo, who, is very upset about losing this right now. Yeah.
And so all the Terrans name themselves. Or like okay, 2 of them have like they feel their names out, which are hashtag and Jawbreaker kind of get their vibes based names.
Well, kind of. Like, Mo looks at hashtag and goes, her name is hashtag, and hashtag does the same thing where it's like, you're right, it is hashtag.
Signed hashtag at birth.
Hashtag.
I can't believe that. Okay, do you know about the fucking terrible Ghostbusters, like, sequel reboot thing? Do you know about the character named Podcast in that movie?
I do, yes.
This is what I feel like this is one step down in terms of hilariously stupid names. But it kind of fits her. I don't know. I kind of like hashtag.
Also, It's different for a Transformer. I'm sorry. Transformers' names are inherently stupid for humans, but like
it's all like we were just talking about someone named Nova Storm.
Yeah.
Jawbreaker.
Skywarp is a beautiful name for a baby girl.
It lived. He was named after the two bravest Decepticons I ever knew. Skywarp. I'm trying to think of the funniest. Skywarp, Sunstorm, Galvatron. He's not a Decepticon, so it doesn't count.
Swindle Bruticus.
That's just... Wait a minute, one of those guys.
I just named Swindle. I know.
Guy.
I just named you Swindle twice.
Yeah, what a time to be alive. But yeah, hashtag, and then Nightshade is like, and I'm Nightshade.
Yeah, Nightshade's like, do not gender me, because like Mo is introducing is like she's hashtag, he's Jawbreaker, and before she can say a pronoun, Nightshade's like, I'm Nightshade.
So Alex is really worried about Dot.
Yeah. No kidding. Dot's going through it.
Yeah, she is currently in the film Alien.
And I'm not gonna lie, she's doing a pretty good Ripley.
Oh yeah. I would put money on her against the fucking Xenomorph for sure. And yeah, so all of the Terrans immediately, I don't know who this mom is, but I immediately would give my life for her, so let's go fucking rescue her.
Yeah. They're like, we feel how much you love her, so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Again, creating and answering more questions about how this psychic link works, but moving on.
It's fine. They form a plan at an old abandoned like donut shop. This is where we get the scene where
at a gas station.
Okay, it's a gas. It's got like a big donut on it though. I guess it's like a
it's
a gas station with a donut shop.
Yeah, it's a quickie mart. Yes.
And this is where we get the Nightshade goes by they them scene.
Yes.
Because Optimus is the one who like goes to address Nightshade and immediately goes like, wait a minute.
Yeah, pauses and then like Mo's like, it's cool, it's they them, and and Optimus is like, great, they will go through the rear exit.
Thank you, Optimus, ally of the year. Yeah, so they start forming a plan. Basically, what they're gonna do. They are going to act like the new Terrans are Decepticons who have captured Optimus and are bringing him to Mandroid, while Bumblebee and the Maltos sneak in the back to try and find Dot. And then on the signal, they'll drop the cuffs and do all that stuff.
This is a bad plan. You are putting
it's not a good plan.
Children in danger, in like
Literally,
very deep danger.
They were born 2 hours ago.
Oh, also the human kids.
Yeah, they're fine. They've fallen down plenty of holes.
Like
they make a joke. They make a joke earlier when they find. I remember skinning my elbow on this after they like find the cave.
Yeah, it's nuts the danger that these literal children are putting in this episode.
Oh, just wait until we get to the fucking near automata boss fight. We just get to Dr. Meridian's moving castle.
I had the exact same thing. What is it here? Howl's moving monstrosity.
Yeah. So they have the plan. They're going to endanger as many options. I need to endanger as many children as physically possible.
When life gives you children, make children aid.
That's right.
He's like, I don't have any other soldiers. No, what about Wheeljack? Can't contact him. What about RC? Doesn't count. What about Alita 1?
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah, why can we not call, I guess, but no, if you call Wheeljack, Ghost won't be able to find out. I don't know where he is.
And there's no reason you couldn't call, at least one of them.
Yeah, get RC in here. She can't be doing anything right now.
Or Alita.
What could possibly be going on?
Both of them
I
are
miss
very...
Alita.
What? Yeah, I know, I miss Alita too.
She hasn't been in, she's been in, the background of a bunch of scenes, but she hasn't, been in an
She put Soundwave in jail. Great, she's a cop.
And she hasn't spoken since episode, 2.
Yeah. But he could certainly have gotten, other backup. He could have gone Wheeljack. He could have gone at least either RC or Alita. But no, he's just like, nope, children aid.
He's got Bumblebee and he's got some kids. It's fine.
And a prayer.
So we cut to the lab. Mandroid is enjoying having Megatron tied up on his little bondage table here, and he's gonna start cutting his arm off.
Some real sicko shit.
Oh yeah, he's like, this will only hurt as much as I want it to, Megatron.
This show is very horny for Megatron.
Oh yeah. They gave him a Scottish accent. They made him like a sympathetic.
They made him a house husband.
Guy. Yeah, he's got like a badass like human friend.
And they keep putting him in situations.
He really is in a situation here. And yeah, there's a bit where Mandroid's like, ooh, what do I want more? The helm of the Decepticon Emperor of Destruction or their fusion cannon? Ooh, choices.
And he's like, ¿Por qué no los dos? Anyway, let's get with the arm off, huh?
Yeah,
cool.
And Megatron's like, yeah, while Dot's sneaking around trying to contact Alex.
No bars.
No bars. Mandroid is a no Wi-Fi kind of guy. But she's going to try to sneak outside to get some bars. We get to Bumblebee and Alex driving down the road. And this
is a nuts scene. How did they get away with this?
It's what do you know? Purple? What is it? Purple
storm clouds?
Yeah, purple storm clouds. It's my favorite.
So they're talking about before they get into like the copyright not infringement. It is actually a very sweet and actually pretty serious conversation that Alex and Bumblebee are having.
It's a good little conversation because, like, I really like the evolution of Alex and Bumblebee's little friendship here. Because, like, you get it at the start, and they're like, you know, Bumblebee's kind of like, oh, this guy, he's a really big fan of me. It's kind of cringe. He's got a suit with my face on it.
And I do know that we have a question about this later on, but I also just really admire the development of Alex's character in general.
Yeah, he's a fascinating guy.
He's really interesting, and he fucking loves his wife. You know what he is? You know, I was talking about Uncle Fester before, but he's Gomez Addams.
Yeah, he is. He really is like ultra wife guy.
He loves his wife. He loves his kids. He's got some weird hobbies on the side, but like none of that matters more than the love he has for his family. He's Gomez Addams.
He is. He's even got the mustache to match.
Yeah, he's a short little man with a mustache who loves his tall wife.
His tall, badass wife.
Yeah. And they're having a conversation about Bumblebee notes. It's like, hey, Alex, you're really upset, huh? And he's like, yeah, like, Dots could be dead. Like, I don't know if you've ever lost someone like that, but, like, I don't know, like, she's my entire world. And Bumblebee's like, okay, well, cool. I have an idea, something to calm you down. And he puts on a song, and I didn't get it at first something Alex says something about the song. He doesn't say the song title itself yet, but it's like, oh, this is our song. Purple was our color or something. Yeah. And all I could think is amber is the color of your energy. Purple is the color of our energy. But no, that's not the joke they're making. The joke they're making is that it's literally purple rain.
Yeah, because like, purple is our color. We heard this song when in the rain. I was like, oh god.
While there were storm clouds. The song is called Purple Storm Clouds. It is like a riff, just like there was a riff on You've Got the Touch last episode. This is a riff on Purple Rain. 100%. It is not subtle.
Yeah.
How did they get away with this?
It's like the knockout version of Pussy Control in the Part 5 anime during the torture dance scene.
Yeah.
So their song is Purple Rain, and that's very, very nice. Then Dot does some fucking baller shit.
Dot engages in chemical warfare is what Dot does.
Yeah, there's a line where, like, you know, Mandroid is just kind of generally monologuing to the warehouse knowing that Dot can hear him. And he's been torturing Megatron. Megatron just goes, don't worry about me, Dot. This fucking insect can't hurt me in any way that matters. And so Mandroid just goes, okay, man, how about this? And he just fucking turns the laser up and Megatron just starts screaming.
Yeah.
It's a shot of Mandroid with his fucking goggles on, with like the fucking laser reflected vertically in them. Sicko shit.
This episode,
man.
I felt like this episode in particular looked stunning.
Yeah.
I know I
looking
say that
shots.
about this show a lot, but like I thought this episode in particular was just beautiful to look at. What we get here. So yeah, Dot is like trying to get a signal, and eventually she like gets to a window where there's enough of a signal. Unfortunately, Alex, being the wife guy that he is, has been calling and texting her nonstop since she has been kidnapped, and the buzzing of her phone as it gets signals and all of these notification goes off alerts the arachnomechs to her position.
Yep. She gets 75 texts at once.
She fights them off, but ends up on a conveyor belt leading into a furnace. And with an arachnomech on top of her, and she's able to kick the arachnomech into the furnace, and this sets up a cloud of purple smoke, which looks, this is probably my favorite effect that I've seen so far in this show. It looks so good, and it's their song.
It's their song. He sees the purple smoke and immediately
knows.
Yeah,
one of the things that we didn't talk about was that we forgot to mention that they go to where Bumblebee remembered, where like Twitch and Thrash remembered the base
the
being from last time, and they get there and there's just like a pit in the middle of the ground.
There's a big cartoon hole in the ground.
Yeah. And it's like funny, but like Alex starts to like really freak out, and he looks at Bumblebee. He's like, "But you can still find her, right? You're a scout. You can find her." And Bumblebee's like, like, I don't know. And then they're driving along, and Bumblebee's like, Alex, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I can't track something without any trail to go off of. And as they're saying this plume of purple smoke goes up into the air, and he's like, it's a purple storm cloud. That's her. And they're able to go find her.
There's a shot of Alex getting out of Bumblebee that goes hard for no reason. So like Bumblebee drifts and kind of swerves to the side, and in one smooth motion without Bumblebee even stopping yet, Alex just gets out and walks forward.
Yeah. God, he's good in this episode.
And yeah, they track down this base, and they put the plan into motion. And this is where we get some of the best shit in the world. So the new Terrans have they walk in, they've literally got Decepticon stickers like on them. And they've all got guns, and they have Optimus like cuffed up.
I am obsessed with hashtag now.
So
for some reason, so she walks in and she's like, "Oi, I'm the leader of these Decepticons. We've captured your bots for you. I've never met a Yorkshire person, but I have a Cockney accent for no reason." I love her.
And Mandroid is immediately just like, who the fuck are these guys?
He's like, why are you here and not Nova Storm and Skywarp? Oh, well, Nova Storm's my rival. Let me tell you about the deep goth space robot Yuri that I was engaged with in evil bad guy school.
Yeah, she's like, I used to be roommates with Skywarp in bad guy school. Let me get this shoujo ass filter, and there's a shot of like Skywarp leading towards Nova, like a hashtag, and hashtag is like blushing.
Yeah, no, it's like it's evil Plane Yuri. I'm obsessed with this entire thing.
Why is she doing a fucking Cockney accent?
Off of just like nothing. She's coming up with this narrative. It's like, oh yeah, like Skywarp and I used to be an evil Plane Yuri with each other in bad guy school, and I'm stealing her query right underneath her nose, and like Optimus is tied up. There's again more Shibari, and
he just looks so tired.
He's
like, oh, maybe I should have called RC.
Yeah, and then like the last, and like Mandroid almost believes, he's like, okay, and then he's like, wait, how did you capture Optimus Prime? And Jawbreaker walks up to him and like cups his hand around his mouth like he's telling him a secret, and he goes, we asked him to come with us.
Nicely.
And
Mandroid's like, damn, dude, I should have thought of that. Hey, can you guys come over here real quick? And also, the only one who can't quite keep it together is Nightshade, who as soon as they walk in and like start getting vibes off of Mandroid, they're like, oh god.
Yeah.
You're a bad man, aren't you? You are an evil motherfucker.
They say something. They say, like, you're crueler than I expected. And Mandroid's like, what? And then Nightshade's like, what?
It's like, excuse me? What the fuck? What did you just fucking say? Yeah, so... This works, sort of.
I mean, it works to get them in. It does not work to get them out.
No, but thankfully, they had the backup plan of Megatron to get them out. Because after Mandroid Mandroid walks up and peels the Decepticon sticker off of Jawbreaker and goes, "Hey, did you really think that this would fool me, my dude?"
He's like, "Do you think I was born yesterday?" And they're like, "Well, we were."
In fact, we were not even born yesterday. We were born like 3 hours ago.
We were, so.
We were born and immediately explosions started happening. So Optimus he can break these cuffs, and he starts going apeshit.
Yeah, he was like, well, sometimes violence is the answer, it turns out.
He's fucking smacking some Arachnomex around. He frees Megatron. Everyone is reunited, and they all escape the lab. And Mandroid says, "All right, I think it's time to stop playing around. It's time.
Well, they don't actually escape the lab. They're about to.
That's true. Not all of them do. Yes. So I think Dot gets out and they reunites with Alex.
Oh, and I want to talk about. Well, not yet, actually. So she's still inside. It's like her and.
Yeah, it's all the Terrans.
And the Terrans and
Optimus and Megatron.
Right, and Optimus. And so outside is just the rest of the Maltos. And as they're all running for it and the ground starts shaking. And she's like, an earthquake? And over the loudspeaker, Mandroid goes, "Oh no, much worse."
Yeah.
Which is a cunty line. I will give it to him.
He puts on like a fucked up insectile looking pilot rig because his lab is a goddamn mech.
Yeah, it's Howl's moving monstrosity.
And all of them get flung out into the sky as it like rises up. Megatron and Optimus manage to catch everybody.
This is where Dot is able to reunite with Alex, and I want to talk about the moment really quick because there's an explosion in the background. Something explodes in the background at the same time. So it's because
all of the Arachnomex also fall behind them and explode?
Yes, and it explodes into a heart-shaped laser beam. As she and Alex kiss, and it's a really cool and very sweet moment.
So they kiss, but unfortunately now they have to fight the boss from the first level of Nier Automata. They have to fight a gargantuan, like, weapons platform. There's an extremely cool moment when they're falling, by the way, where Megatron transforms around Dot to, like, catch her.
Yeah,
And you know they've done that shit 1,000 times.
I love him.
Also, there's during the fight, during the ambush in with Mandroid when he's using the Seekers as bait. There's a bit where Dot like is running alongside Megatron and then just like hops up and grabs onto his leg. Once again, like, muscle memory shit. Yeah,
they're so good. I think they fucked around.
Oh, almost certainly. So it's time for a fucking boss fight, right? And like any good boss fight, this thing has weaknesses. I think we should describe. So the Mandroid mech is like, it's got his lab on its back, and then there's a gigantic scrap metal spider bot growing out of it, and it's got a gigantic laser on the front.
I was not even able to identify like the spider bot. It's just a mess.
It is like a cobbled together nightmare of various like buildings and pipes and all this stuff.
It's weird and bulbous, and I don't like looking at it.
So just like Mandroid. But yeah, so
I mean, he's not particularly bulbous. He's kind of
but he is
skin and
weird, and I
bones.
don't like looking at him. And he's very angular. So the plan, once again, Optimus says, "All right, I it's fine. The plan is I'm going to endanger some children,
like all of them in this area."
That's right, because there's this mech has a variety of different like camera systems that Mandroid uses to see. And so to cripple the mech, they have to take out the eyes, and that's the Terrans and the kid's job.
The first thing they have to do, though, is they have to stop its movements.
Yes. So they are so they're running interference. The rest of the guys are. Bumblebee, I guess they're in like a naval yard.
Yes, they are in a naval yard. There's a great moment here. So the big bots are trying to, again, stop this thing's movement so that the smaller guys can disable all the cameras. And there's a really lovely moment here where Megatron, Bumblebee, and Optimus are engaged with it, and there's an anchor that they're using on a cord to wrap around its legs to try to, bring it down, at least stop it from walking, hopefully topple it over. And
do some fucking AT-AT shit to this thing.
Yeah, and Megatron passes it off to Bumblebee. He goes, "Hey, Bumblebee, hold on to this," and then, like, Looney Tunes style, drops the anchor on him.
It's complete with a sound effect.
Yeah.
Also, during the initial run to get all of the kids and Terrans actually onto the thing, there's a bit. Actually, okay, it's not all the Terrans. It's Alex, Robbie, Mo, and Jawbreaker.
Yes,
are the ones climbing, or like Shadow of the Colossus, their way up this thing. Everyone else is running around. Yeah, there's a bit where where Mandroid sees Alex through the camera and freaks the fuck out.
Yeah, it's like, okay, who do we have here? Megatron, Optimus, Alex!
Yeah, and he like instinctively just punches.
Yeah.
Like, he just brings that shit down. But yeah, so they eventually like completely blind the thing. It can't move anymore. They have its legs tied up. There's oh my god. The Twitch and Megatron.
Yeah, this is what I wanted to talk about, which is this is the closest I came to crying in these episodes.
Oh, me too. Yeah.
Where Megatron's like, Twitch, I need air support, and she goes, "Yes, sir," because they're the only two flyers there. So she helps him from the top, and at one point she narrowly escapes being hit with the cannon, and Megatron looks at her and goes, "Careful, little bird." And I'm like, what if I cried? Hey,
yeah,
what if I cried right now
for her? And yeah, they
what
have,
if I just broke down into tears?
There's a really good moment with her later too. So yeah, they have.
Oh yeah, no, she's the MVP here for sure.
They have the mech seemingly dead to rights, except they forgot that Mandroid is him, because he's like, "Well, I'm blind, I'm immobilized. Let's just start swinging. I'll eventually fucking hit him."
What's really funny is he says, "There's enough of you that if I start swatting, I'm bound to hit something."
Yeah. Once again, sorry, I have it on the background. There's like the bit where like Twitch and Megatron are doing fucking aerobatics together, and like Twitch is under his wing. It's so good.
What if I cried? I'm gonna be thinking about that. Everyone, shut up! I'm gonna be talking about for the next 3 months.
Little bird. Yeah, they think they've won, but that's when the second phase starts, and Mandroid just puts his pedal to the metal until he breaks all the chains, and then just starts wildly blasting. They're like, "All right, we gotta take that cannon out." And Megatron goes to do it, but he's still extremely injured from almost having his arm cut off. And they're like, "Oh God, what are we gonna do? You're our only flyer." And Twitch is just looking at the mech, looking at the cannon, and you hear the fucking "We Say Run" start playing in the back, and she's like, I can do it.
Yeah.
I got this shit."
Hey, I know I've said this before, but Jesus Christ, I've only known Twitch for 10 episodes, but if anything happened to her, I'd kill everyone in this room and then myself.
She's literally the best.
I love her so much. Like, it is unspeakable the amount that I love this character.
She, like, fucking just runs at this, just transforms into Droma and just runs at this fucking
Megatron
thing.
and Optimus are like, oh shit, oh no, stop,
no,
come back,
wait,
oh fuck, come back.
Yeah, and then, of course, everyone runs after them because there's the refrain of, like, earlier, it's like, one thing you gotta know about this family, we don't do it alone.
Yeah.
And yeah, so she fucking, who actually takes out the cannon? Is it Twitch?
It's her.
Yeah, so she takes out the cannon, and then this is so okay. The thing we forgot to mention, that anchor Bumblebee was using, it's attached to a battleship.
Actually, wait, is it her? It might be Megatron. Megatron might be.
Oh, it is, because
Megatron fusion cannons it from behind. It's about to hit her.
Yeah, it's about to fire, and she's in front of it, and he saves her. Little bit.
No, she is the one he knocks it off course, but she takes out wiring. She takes wiring out of it.
Yeah, he knocks it up.
Yeah,
to make
and
it
then
misfire. And then and that causes the mech to reel back.
Right.
And that's when they go, "Now, Dot," and you see her at the fucking bridge of the battleship, and she says, "This is for kidnapping my fucking kids," and shoots a missile through the mech.
I've said it before. There are no weak characters in this show, and that's amazing to me. I was hooting and hollering for like 10 minutes straight.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This whole final sequence. Yeah, I mean, they're like just the bit where like there's so many shots that are really shot to. One of them is like it's Twitch looking out from the hangar they're sheltering in while Megatron and Optimus are like arguing about who gets to run at the cannon, because of course they are.
Like it's slightly muted in the background.
Yeah, and like you just see the shadows of all the other Terrans like cast on the wall from the cannon fire, and she's just kind of looking out and decides, she gets the determined look on her face.
Ugh. I love her so goddamn much.
This thing starts fucking exploding. And collapses into the ocean. We don't see Mandroid escape, but I have to imagine.
Oh yeah, no, we've not seen the last of this guy.
He's a slippery motherfucker.
Especially not with him like realizing Alex is part of this now. There's no way we've seen the last of this guy.
Yeah, so everyone's reunited. The new Terrans are one of them says to Dot, "Hey, you have 3 more kids."
Right. I think it's Mo.
Yes, we brought you 3 more kids. Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, I forgot the way. Once again, I have it in the background. I forgot the fucking way Twitch takes out this mech, which is she transforms using her momentum from flying, and then like brings her swords out and like slashes the wiring to make it go off course and blow its own legs off.
Right. Yeah. Like I said, she takes out its wiring.
Literally shit that would happen in Metal Gear Rising. That is some Platinum Games ass shit.
She's just she's just the best character ever made, unfortunately.
So cool.
Unfortunately, she's peak, Your Honor.
Yeah, sorry, she's the best one. Like in a series full of great characters, she is number 1. Yeah, there is a line though where
it is very funny. I think this is the first time we've ever been like had the same number 1 character.
It's hard not to. It's just hard not to love Twitch the most. And then we have the little ending conversation here, where, like we said, Optimus is kind of offhand and goes, "Yeah, Ghost could use some work." It's like, yeah, you could use some fucking work, all right.
Oh well, I want to talk about.
It's in response. So the thing that Megatron says is important because it's like, yeah, fucking some backup. Once again,
we really could have used Ghost here. Like, if they're supposed to be our allies, we really could have used them here. And Optimus is like, well, they weren't here, but look, and he like points to like the new Terrans and everything. Like, this is the human Cybertronian like allyship we're trying to build, and it's like, okay, but what's your fucking point about Ghost Optimus?
Yeah, what's
They
what's the
weren't
plan with
here.
them? Yeah, it's like they in fact were not here because you couldn't call them, because you can't trust them with knowledge about the Terrans because you don't actually trust them.
Yeah.
Damn,
So
at some point Optimus is gonna have to take a cold hard look at this alliance and figure it out.
shrimp-interesting stuff we got going on here.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, that was Age of Evolution.
Holy shit.
I just smiled for 45 minutes. It was
like literally this episode. I've thought that all the action in EARTHSPARK looked really good, but like sometimes, especially when it comes to the human characters, similar to Prime, they can look a little stiff and weird.
Yeah.
Not on this one though.
No.
This episode looks great. There's some amazing shots. There's a shot that I just saw where it's after Twitch destroys the cannon. It's like a pitch black for like half a second, and then you see Mandroid lit up by the red alert lights as he's seething.
Yeah.
Damn, that looks fucking good.
I mean, listen, we've spent about twice as much time as it actually spent airing talking about it. So, like...
Yeah, I told y'all.
Yeah.
This is going to be a long one, because holy shit, what a pair of episodes.
It is... Oh my god. It's peak! It's peak!
EARTHSPARK is amazing, and it's so fucking funny. Whenever I log on to IMDb to look at some, like... Or not log on. Whenever I go to IMDb to look at voice actors and stuff, I see that EARTHSPARK has 4 stars because it got review bombed for having a non-binary character in it.
Stupid.
So goddamn stupid.
I just I can't. When we do our wrap episode for this, it's going to be something.
God,
I feel
sorry. Hashtag is tall. I just saw her.
Yeah, I told you she's a big girl.
She's Bumblebee size.
I told you she's a big girl. When we do the wrap for this episode, wrap for this season, wrap episode for this season, that's going to be really interesting because it's going to be a lot of us being incomprehensible about it.
Yeah, it's going to be remember when that cool shit happened.
And
fuck.
I think we both need to reevaluate our like rankings of series at this point.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's intention up to the top there.
There was like, I don't know if you saw this, but this week there was an account that was doing a bracket of all of the Transformers series. And EARTHSPARK lost in the first round to Beast Machines, and I was furious.
See, but that's the thing. I don't know anything about Beast Machines either.
Okay.
I know that it was unpopular when it aired, but what if it's cooking?
I don't think that's the case.
I know it's ugly as fuck, but like, what if... I don't know. We don't know. We don't have the intel.
Okay, here's the thing. I don't think it's better than Beast Wars, and I wouldn't have had Beast Wars win against EARTHSPARK.
Damn. All right, that's fair enough. I do think that, yeah, it's weird. I saw a lot of middling and polarizing responses to this show. I don't understand why.
I don't get it. I don't fucking get
really
it.
Don't get it.
The only legitimate criticism I've seen, in my opinion, which I do think is fair, is that the child endangerment and the trauma that Robbie and Mo go through is not taken seriously enough. Which I think, given how seriously it is portrayed, like, the actual incidences are portrayed, like, they're not portrayed in, like, cartoonishly the way they are in other series. They're portrayed as, like, really serious bad things that happen, and then they're, like, glossed over. And I think that is a fair criticism.
I mean, I don't really know of any other... There's a lot of kids shows that have... pretty serious stakes. I can't think of that many that really dig into that stuff.
I mean, what do you think? What other children's show do you think has serious stakes that is treated as seriously but doesn't really dig into it?
Avatar.
You don't think Avatar digs into the fact? I mean, I think they do. There's entire arcs about like the characters having to deal with shit.
That's true.
And like having them make bad decisions and like put someone in danger, or like, I think about like Katara bloodbending and like the aftermath of that and how they all had to like deal with how traumatizing it was for her to do this like deeply evil thing.
But all of that also takes place over like once again over 3 seasons. This is a 1-season show so far. Hopefully we'll get more. I don't know. I feel like the child endangerment stuff, I don't know. I remember hearing about this stuff with Amphibia's big twist finale, where someone gets stabbed through the chest with a flaming sword.
Oh.
Dies, but it's fine. She gets resurrected later. It's like, I don't know. I think it's probably fine.
I mean, obviously, listen, I'm still really enjoying the show, but like that is, I did see someone make that criticism, and I do think that's a valid one.
I mean, there might be a episode later down the line where
maybe
they talk more about this stuff, but it's one of those things where it's like, do I want long stretches of this show to be the kids talking about how fucked up everything is? I don't think I do. That wouldn't make for a very fun show.
Probably not, but you can also do it so they're not always in such constant danger.
It's like a kids' adventure show. It's all they love putting kids in danger. It's the whole thing.
Yeah.
How many holes have they fallen down? So many holes.
Again, like I think there are ranges of it. I think like the normal danger that they get into is different, for example, than like the fight with Nova Storm and Skywarp that we saw at the beginning of the first episode, right? Like that felt very visceral.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Again, like I'm really enjoying it, but I do think that's a valid criticism. Anyway, shall we talk about questions?
Yep. I'm checking the Twitter real quick. We do have two on Twitter. One from Cass, What is Cosplay? Sees two goth seeker fembots tying people up. I think I have cosmic rust.
Yeah, really.
This plot line feels very season finale-y, right? But despite the gap in broadcast, the numbering continues. What's up with that?
I
mean,
good
honestly,
show.
Yeah, I mean, like, it was a mid-season break, but the other thing is that, like, streaming television seasons are weird. It's almost entirely arbitrary how things are numbered sometimes, and usually they are numbered in a certain way to make sure they don't get to pay any of the animators who worked on them. She-Ra has 5 seasons on Netflix, but it actually only has 4 because seasons 2 and 3 are shortened.
Right.
Castlevania, first season the same way. The first quote-unquote season is 3 episodes. And then they drop the rest of the season like a year later. So I don't know what the hell is going on with EARTHSPARK in the background, but like that could be one reason why this wasn't. And also, I don't know, it feels like mid-season finale to me, because we introduced like a fuck ton of new characters.
And just like a ton of information.
Yeah, like, and we don't want to wait that long. Like, we don't want to have a season break to start exploring that stuff.
But, you know, again, I think it's just sort of a credit to the consistently good writing of this show, where things can continue to ramp up and, like, continue to keep moving, which is great.
And from Z Paladin at Meowmeowmcha on Twitter, Dr. Vriska M. Mandroid. I don't understand. I don't get it. I tried so hard to think of an actual question just to get this here, but failed. I just thought it was funny. Unfortunately, I am not a Homestuck.
I am, but I am also not sure. What?
So it's Dr. Vriska MD.
Maybe because she has the robot arm?
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's also like a manipulative because she's a Vriska.
Mm-hmm. Is Mandroid a Vriska? We can't open that box. We have to close that. I cracked open the lid. I have to shut that like it's the fucking Necronomicon. We're putting that away for now. We'll figure it out later.
The greatest thread in the history of the forum.
How about you take us to the Discord questions?
Sure, my pleasure. Our first question this week is from Me Mr. Gay Daphnis. Insert joke about Megatron looking good in bondage here, but why must they gag him with the spider bot? They just, you know.
Skywarp just understood what needed to happen to complete the vision. You know? She just understood. She's
a mean goth and she wants to see her. Listen, if you had the chance to gag your ex-boss, wouldn't you do it?
Maybe.
And anyways, what would be the alternate dimension title of your favorite song? I.e. Purple Thunder is probably an alternate dimension Purple Rain.
Please, it's Purple Stormcloud. Purple Thunder actually... Okay, I got beef. I got actually beef with Purple Stormcloud. That's a dog shit name. Purple Thunder sounds way better.
Yeah, but they needed it to be about the Stormcloud. Because that's how he finds her.
Rain and thunder. I guess that's true. I don't know. Anyway, I think mine would be like Flee the Town with me instead of Run Away with me.
Is that your favorite
Probably.
song?
That is my number one favorite song of all time.
Hell yeah.
Literally, I could be...
Now I know
in the
why you went
worst
to
mood.
CRJ immediately last question when asked about pop songs.
I could be in the most dour mood possible, and as soon as I hear that fucking like modulated sax, I immediately cheer up. That song's amazing.
1 second. Let me thesaurus something real quick here. Hold up.
Google thesaurus.com.
Alive with the triumph of love. As opposed
Which
to
is
alive with the glory of love from Say
Uh-huh.
Anything.
There you
go. Which is probably my favorite song. It is not a happy song.
go.
It's not a happy song. But I don't know. Especially if you're Jewish, it hits pretty hard. Sidewinder Sabrina asks, how many of the Seekers absolutely ate shit in the war? How many are still around and kicking?
Okay, so we know that Skywarp and Nova Storm are fine. We know that Starscream is fine. He's in the clink right now, but he's good. Ramjet is definitely dead because that dude's stupid as fuck.
I think the Coneheads all bit it.
Yeah, Dirge is dead because he always dies because his name is Dirge. Thrust, also maybe Thrust just vanished. I think he's still alive, but he has no interest in like doing any kind of insurgent activity. He's just chilling somewhere.
I like to think that Sunstorm's alive. I think like the Rainmakers are probably. I think Thundercracker and the Rainmakers are all alive. If Nova Storm is there and Skywarp is there.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe they're also all dead. Like Acid Storm and Sunstorm are both fucking kaput.
Sunstorm will live forever. Sunstorm has the power of God and anime on his side.
Or Sunstorm is leading some kind of cult on like a moon of Saturn or something. Those are the only two options. I would say I think my number one choice for Decepticon who joined Ghost alongside Megatron is Thundercracker. Because once again, the aspect of his character that's never really like come up in any of the shows. It only comes up sometime in the comics. But like one of his things that he has kind of shaky loyalty to the Decepticon cause. That's like straight out of his bio from his fucking toy in 1984.
Yeah, but he also
just never comes up.
He also, though, depending on canon, does really like Megatron.
Exactly. So like,
yeah,
maybe
so...
if there's anybody that I would choose to like, I don't know if there are any Decepticons that join Ghost, but if I had to pick one, it would be Thundercracker.
Can you imagine if Shockwave did?
There's no way. That dude's too fucked up.
Can you imagine? How would they deal with that? How would they deal with that? Okay,
the only reason he wouldn't.
That would be, that is.
It's not because it's not because Ghost is like evil or whatever. He'd be fine with that. He would be disgusted to work alongside humans.
No, man. It's the Cybertronian equivalent of Nazis being recruited by NASA.
Oh my god, he gets Operation Paperclipped.
Yeah.
Good lord. Yeah, I mean, I could see that. Yeah, it's either him or Thundercracker. I think Thundercracker would also have a lot of juicy drama.
It would be horrifying. Like, how would they deal with that?
Yeah, like if Shockwave was just in a basement somewhere and nobody knew about it.
Yeah. Jesus. Oh, that would be so bad. God, please let that be true. That would be so funny. Yeah.
Yeah, I think my pet theory of Thundercracker joining Ghost aside, I think all of the other ones are fucking dead.
Yeah.
Dead or AWOL, like no longer a part of the conflict.
Sabrina also asked, with the introduction of 3 new Multobots, what expectations do you have for them? Forms, color schemes, episodes, and whatnot. Also shout out for more non-binary representation with Nightshade. Well, I know Nightshade takes on, I guess, slight spoilers. I know they become green.
Yeah, I know the colors of everybody becomes. Nightshade becomes green.
And I think they turn into an owl?
Yeah, I believe so.
Like, I think they get an owl alt mode.
Hashtags becomes Urple. and
Yes.
I believe Jawbreaker is orange. So I know they're like
I also
non-protoform looks, but I don't know anything else.
I won't say this because I don't know if you know this, Nero, and I don't want to spoil this for you, but I also know that hashtag somehow becomes quite close with one of the Decepticons.
I know that there's an episode coming up called hashtag Oops.
Yeah, so she becomes quite close with one of the Decepticons, and it's important.
Well, we already heard about it. She was roommates with Skywarp.
No, legitimately. And
wait, that wasn't real?
And only in her fantasies.
Damn.
It becomes an important part of the end of this season.
Exciting.
If I am correct.
I don't know about this one. I know.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm not going to tell.
I'm
I'm not going to tell you who, but so I do know
my
that
money's on Hardtop. That guy seems super important.
Yeah, he's definitely coming back.
He's just every time fucking Alita 1 walks by in the prison, he's like, "You find that fucking Mandroid guy yet? Where's my arm? I'm sick of this shit."
Void Mother asks, I giggled to myself when you predicted at the beginning that Alex was going to be relevant to the series. How glad are you that he gets to stay front and center and even whoops on that ass on occasion?
I'm very pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
I don't remember which one. I guess we were like, yeah, he's probably going to be like the goofy stay-at-home dad who does some exhibition.
Yeah.
Nope.
We had
Definitely not.
We had like some jokes about like, well,
yeah,
cool to see you, Alex. I guess we'll never see you again. But we were incorrect, and it's good.
He was dripped out. He was dripped out this week in his Bumblebee suit.
And Nero from Disney Minus asks, how would you feel about a Transformers series where Megatron is the leader of the Autobots and is a syndicalist and has made sure all workers know their union rights? Sentinel Prime and or Prowl can be the villains since they have the most anti-union vibes in my personal opinion. Feel free to swap them for more fitting villains if you have any better ideas.
Sentinel definitely is the villain for that story, and Prowl as well.
I
mean, I don't know. It would be an interesting Elseworlds thing. Like Megatron's Autobots.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of Shattered Glass, honestly.
A little bit, but that one's more just like joke, it's like mirror universe jokes.
Yeah, I mean it's mirror universe, but it is like what if the socialism that originally like Megatron stood behind wasn't taken to be like to an evil extreme.
I guess I never read any of the IDW2 Shattered Glass comics. I just read a few of the, like, BotCon ones.
Yeah.
And those are all just goofy. Those are all just, like, wouldn't it be fucked up? It wouldn't be cool if instead of being reformatted by Unicron, because this is the good version, Megatron gets reformatted by Unicron, but he was cool, and he's, like, the bringer of light, and Primus is evil.
All I really know about Shattered Glass is that they're like, hey, want to see the most fucked up character ever? It's Shattered Glass Skyfire.
Yeah.
This dude is a sicko.
What if Starscream was the loyal one and Cyclonus was the traitor? Oh, fuck.
What if Skyfire was the sickest dude you ever saw, and he was obsessed with Starscream, and it got really weird really fast?
What if Soundwave talked like a Ninja Turtle?
Oh my god, he's so cute in Shattered Glass. But anyway,
he's got his little headband.
Yeah. And then the last one, a lot of this is nonsense that we're not going to do. So the last one this week from Pipes. Hey, if you had to choose two trucks to have sex, which trucks would you pick? Well,
is this real trucks or Transformers?
In my presentation, it was Optimus and Megatron. That's
right. I mean, that's also this show. I mean, if I'm gonna talk, here, look, I'll say this. I'm not gonna answer my usual IDW ship. I'm going with Minimus Megatron, Ultra Magnus and Megatron.
Mini Megs, that's a good one.
That's the sauce.
Mini Megs is good.
Yeah, that's the good shit.
Motormaster Optimus.
No, that is literally a car wreck.
I mean, they are two trucks. There's not that many trucks.
That's true. I mean, there's Ultra Magnus, Optimus, Motormaster. Well, yeah,
I mean, I
guys
guess the
that are, like,
Constructicons, some of them.
those don't really count. Like, if we're talking about trucks, I think like 18-wheelers.
I mean,
are,
I would give
pickup
I would give like
trucks.
Mixmaster probably, and Long Haul. Those are trucks. If I saw those on
true.
the road, that's a truck.
You say that's a truck. Does Breaker count as a truck?
I don't know.
He's like a. I mean, pick Huff is a truck. You literally Huff. No, Huffer. No, Huffer is an incel.
Huffer Motormaster
Prime.
OTP.
Prime, it's all about energon retention. I deny my shelves the pleasure of the flash.
Oh.
I'm a more powerful
No, we gotta
warrior
stop.
like
We
that.
gotta stop. I threw up a little in my mouth. We gotta go.
Let me give you a Reddit link, Prime.
Not hey, Cass, not Huffer. That's my answer.
I forgot. I gotta bring up the terrible Huffer characterization we invented more often.
Oh God, that was really bad. We're wrapping it. Hi, I'm Audrey. You can find me on Tumblr, Twitter, co-host, and Blue Sky at Optimum on Prime. That's my funny robot internet joke. You can also listen to the other podcast I do called Pot of Greed. It's about Yu-Gi-Oh! You can find it on the same place. You can find this Noise Space along with lots of other cool shows. And you can also find this show at Prime Cuts Pod on Twitter. Now that Blue Sky doesn't need,
I was about to say.
now that Blue Sky doesn't need an invite, we'll probably make a Blue Sky account for it. I also have been cast on a radio drama that should have more information coming out soon, and that is it for me.
I'm Nero. You can find me on Twitter, Dragon Smoocher, on co-host at Dragon Snuggler, Tumblr, Cyclones with a 5 at the end of it, and my various other projects in various other places. Radio Free Heidelin, the monthly Final Fantasy XIV companion podcast I do with my friend Jane. That's heidelinradio.tumblr.com. Talk Cycles, the monthly animation podcast that I do with her as well. That's talkcycles.tumblr.com. Teen Titans Season 3 is the next one. That'll be coming out in March, I think. We're taking a little break this month to do some restructuring. But yeah, Teen Titans Season 3, that is the Brother Blood season. That is the Titans East season. So I'm excited. I'm excited for some fucking goddamn cyborg content. And that's it for me. So until next time, I am going to transform into helicopter mode, do a sweet spin, and clock my former subordinate directly in the face. Transform and roll out.
I'm gonna dye my hair blue and update my pronouns. Transform and roll out.
Peach.
Peach.